I don't want to force a child. I want to understand that child and give that child a platform for him or her to understand me. Once you have that connection, it's easier for you to interact. And then you can start from there. You get the point?
Yeah.
In as much as there is theory about ABA, SEND, and what have you, there's also the child, right? You can use your knowledge on theory, but then I prefer using mostly what you're learning from the child.
Not a disability, but a ability.
Hi, mummies and daddies. Welcome to Not a Disability but Ability podcast. I'm your host, the beautiful Ubongiwe Liepile, mother to an amazing child on the spectrum. Today is Women's Month, as we are shooting in August. I'm here with the beautiful, amazing ladies who have joined me on the studio. So I'll give them a second to introduce themselves. It's a mother and daughter duo. Please, mommy, you go first. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Bongi. My name is Dorothy Dube. I'm a mother to a wonderful autistic daughter. Yeah, I'm hoping that we are going to help someone out there with the experience that I've heard. Being a mother and a professional applied behavioral analyst, and also I studied special educational needs and disability. So thank you once again for having us.
It's a pleasure, my lady.
My name is Cindy Sadube. I'm 15 years old, and I'm also in the spectrum.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for honoring the invite. Thank you guys for joining the movement to spread awareness, to educate, and to advocate for inclusiveness. So I'm going to start with you, Mom, because it starts with you. You know? So take us on a journey. When did you realize that you're raising a child who's on the spectrum? Like, what signs did you notice, and what made you stand up and say, man, you know, my child is different, or my child is behaving differently? What signs or symptoms did you see when she was growing up? And during the pregnancy, were there any complications or anything like that?
Oh, okay, I'll start with the pregnancy. I was extremely sick. I couldn't keep any food down for the first 3 months, and I gave birth to her prematurely at 8 months. When she was born, she had hair all over. I always used to tell her she looked very different, but I didn't mind. I was excited that my bundle of joy is here. Yes, and I noticed when her milestones, she was slow in everything. Walking, talking, and she was in diapers for longer. Okay, let's start when she was 3. You'd expect some developmental changes. She's my second daughter, so I know how it's like. She didn't want to talk, and she'll throw tantrums. She was so extreme, and she didn't want to socialize, you know. At that time, for me, I wasn't aware of autism and what have you. So, me being African, I said, something is wrong spiritually. Someone is doing this to my child, you know. And at that time, I was a high school teacher. And then I asked someone, one of my colleagues, she told me about the spectrum, and she tried to give me hints that maybe your child might be. Then I hated her for some time because I thought she was labeling my child. She was judging me. She was judging my, it was a shock. But then at the same time, I thank her because it made me want to know more about autism and what have you. And at that time, there was no like social media. I wasn't exposed to social media like now.
Yeah.
So you would feel embarrassed to ask around, like, what is this thing, you know? Fine, I did my research, some bit of research, and well, you don't want to know how overwhelmed and sad and scared I was at that moment.
Yeah.
It was really scary. Like, yeah, basically.
So the symptoms and the signs were the not speaking, being slow in terms of developing on her milestones.
Yes,
And you were only aware of the spectrum when someone highlighted that
yes.
maybe she might be on a spectrum.
You mean
I mean that
when she
when
yeah.
when the
Yes,
other your
yeah.
colleague was like, maybe she might be on a spectrum, and this is something that you don't know. This is something which is foreign to you.
Yes,
So you were like, this one,
it can't be.
ngizela ngama something. It's busy here labeling, am I a bad mother or something? Then you start questioning yourself also, you know.
Yeah.
I can just imagine because, and especially in your era of not having social media. I mean, I thank God I had social media. So it
Lucky
was easy
you.
for me to
Yes,
discover that
yeah.
my son might be on the spectrum. And as much as it was so overwhelming when I started digging, also doing the research, you know, doing your Google, doing your TikToks and everything, and you're seeing all types of spectrums, but you're looking at your child and be like, but he doesn't look like this other kids
Yes,
and
you know?
all those kind of things. So, but thank God I had social media that was able to give me comfort. So I can just imagine what you went through without having the social media impact. So in terms of now getting the diagnosis, what route did you take, and when did you finally get the diagnosis that your daughter is actually on the spectrum?
Okay, she was 7 when I saw that you know, I had to, as a parent, try to understand what really is happening. And then she was diagnosed with mild autism. It wasn't like high functional at that time. She was weird. I learned a lot from the aspects. And then I also learned a lot from my daughter that I was raising. I got to realize that what we, not that I'm judging or anything,
Yeah.
what we learn out there about children who are autistic sometimes can be slightly different with what you are experiencing yourself. Because there was a point in time when I was told that no, she is nonverbal. Because she never used to talk. She just she wanted to play on trees. If you can feel her hands, they're still hard. You know, so I would know that when I'm looking for my daughter, I don't have to go and look by the other kids where they're playing. I have to go and look up the trees. And I know I'll find her. You know, now that I'm past that stage, I can talk about it and laugh about it. But during the time, believe me, it was the hardest thing. Like, my daughter, does she have infinite genes, you know?
Yeah.
Why does she like swinging on trees?
On trees.
And potty training was also another challenge. You know, it's hard, and sensitivity to different food textures. You know, I had to come up with a way of introducing different food textures to her. I remember, like, for a cucumber, she hated a cucumber. So I was like, okay, she doesn't like a cucumber. I want her to eat a cucumber. What am I going to do? I designed a game that all of us would just sit there, and whoever loses that game, a very simple game, whoever loses will have a small piece of cucumber. It became a game.
That's nice.
And then gradually she got used. Then she used to hate nuts. And I was like, okay, she's not allergic, but I want her to be healthy. I don't have like that kind of money that I can give her different kind of food. Then I was like, okay, we're going to play a game now. Who has a game in mind? okay, they are blank, they are young, they're excited to know what is mommy coming with this
yeah.
time. And I was like, okay, we're going to do a throwing game. You open your mouth. If the nut comes into your mouth, it's yours, you chew it. If it misses, lucky you. You know, it becomes a fun, interactive way of...
Yeah.
Because if you say, eat this nut, she becomes so rebellious and she'd want to show you that if I say no, it's a no. If I don't want a nut, I don't want it. So you as a parent, you have to try and find ways that are fun. You know, she's a child. I know, like, what is mostly best for her, you know. So, yeah, those are some of the things that I went through.
Okay, coming to you, my lady, a beautiful lady, and you look so beautiful.
Thank you.
So tell me, growing up, ne, did you always notice that you were different to other kids?
Yes, a lot. Many times, in fact. Because every time when I go out, for example, we went out with my mom, maybe to the park or just take a walk or bored at home. Like when I see other kids playing, the noise they'll be making, it would make my head spin a lot. And then I was like clashing my ears and be like, Mom, let's go back. And Mom would be like, no, wait, I need to see this other friend of mine. And then once they're talking, I just go missing. I don't even know how. I just find myself elsewhere, closing my ears and just not wanting anybody around. And when it comes to school, every time people be like, hi, Cindy. So sometimes I don't even hear them. I don't know how. They'll be like, hi, Cindy. So, and then they might as well call my name 3 times, but I could barely hear them. And then there's this other time when my mom brought this other white girl with her kid. And then they're like, why don't you guys be friends? We went over to my room. I let her play with my toys and I just sat down, watched her do everything. Like, I don't understand people sometimes. Like, when they'll be happy and just, for example, let's say somebody gave you a gift. And when I say, go to this gift, why should you be this happy?
Yeah.
Like, I'll be asking myself, what's going on? Is she okay in the brain? It'll be funny, yeah, but when I'm supposed to laugh, I don't. So it'll be weird, yeah, because I realized it like long back, even when I was young. I remember when I was 8, my mom took me to this other birthday party of her cousin's child. We went there, we started playing, and guess what? I did nothing. I just sat down and just stared at them until we went back home. And Mom was like, why didn't you play? Why didn't you do this? I'm like, Mom, I didn't want to, but you know, she wouldn't understand. I'm like, okay, fine. And when it comes to people trying to understand me, like nobody does. I don't know, maybe it's the way I act or something, because sometimes, for example, let's say my uncle, there's this one time I broke his laptop by accident. I swear it was an accident. Okay, he started scolding me like, I don't know, like if anybody scolds me, I'll be saying like it's something too much. Like if you say stop it, I freak out. I stare at you in a bad way and I make sure that I am like, I make you feel good, no man, I'm mad. And then I just go and then I can even last 1 week without talking to you, just passing you, not even a hi. And he'll be mad and be like, Cindy, so why are you like this? I just keep quiet and walk away. So people like, they'll be starting to judge me a lot. And especially when it comes to me speaking my native language, I also struggle sometimes. Like I also stick to English most of the times. And at school, people be like, yo, since you're trying to make yourself seem better than the rest of us, I'm like, hey guys, what's wrong with you? So because of that, my mom switched me to homeschooling. So it's not that easy, really, being autistic.
So if you were to explain, because me and your mom, we are raising you guys. We don't live your life. We don't see the world the way you guys see it, and we don't experience it the way you guys experience it. But all we're trying to do is do what's best for you, you know? So if you were to explain to your mom or myself, what exactly for you, because this is a spectrum, it's different for everyone. For you, what is autism for you?
Well, what I know is that it's a neurological disorder, right? And it also causes you to like act differently. Even if you try to blend in, somehow the behavior just comes back to you and you find yourself being yourself again. Like most of the times you tell yourself that no, I want to change, I want to fit in. I just want to be like that other kid, that other girl, or that other boy, especially for us teenagers. We just want to blend in sometimes. So you'll be like, I don't know, it makes you act differently. Sometimes when it comes to expressing your emotions, it's pretty hard. You end up having to lie once you know to know, like, I'm going deeper this time, so no, let me just turn it back a little.
Yeah.
So like it's pretty hard to live like anybody else. You're just different. You're just a different you, which that makes you unique sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's okay to be different.
So in terms of you seeing other kids, you wanting to blend in, and as you say, you're a teenager now. So there is also that phase of which it touches each and every teenager. You know, you want to go out, you want to make friends, you want to experience new things
Yeah.
and all those kind of things. Now, autism may come and be a blocker or a stumbling block for you to experience all those kind of things. So how does it make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel terrible because sometimes it won't be the same as before. Like sometimes I tell myself, "Look, no man, is this going differently or is it getting worse or what?" Because there's this one time when I asked my mom to go for a sleepover at this other friend's house. We went there and then we were five. The rest of them were playing games and chatting. I just sat down. I just wasn't in the mood as I was before I went there. Everything just changed, and people would be like, "Sinisa, why are you avoiding us?" I'm like, "No, I'm not avoiding you guys. I just needed some time to like think and just be myself sometimes." And then they'll be like, "No, man, when you're avoiding us, there's something wrong with you." I'll be like, "Okay, fine." Like sometimes I don't even have time to nurse other people's feelings. I just I just walk away.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back to you later and be like, "Hi, how are you?" As if nothing ever
Happened.
happened. Yeah, so yeah, it's like that. It's unexplainable, in fact.
Okay. Mama, coming back to you. You said you are an ABA.
Yes.
Okay? So the journey of you being an ABA, did it start before having Usindiswa or after?
It was after.
Okay. And what prompted the direction?
Okay, seeing my daughter, uh, actually, she inspired me. And at the same time, she proved beyond point that they, okay, people view autism with a different eye, like as if it's something, it's a disability, and people who are autistic, they are supposed to be cocooned, or they can't do this, or they can't do that, you know. There are a lot of things that she has proven to me that no, autistic children, autistic people can lead a normal life if given the tools. And I mean, if you lay a good foundation, be their pillar of strength, give them that self-esteem, tell them that they can do it even if they doubt themselves, you know. That's the whole point. So I saw some improvement with her. I told her that it's okay to be autistic. You are unique. You are special. Do something, you know. I'll just be there as a pillar of strength. Like she loves spending time to herself. Then I'll be like, okay, you will have more time to yourself if you are creative in your mind. What is it that you want to do? Yeah? She's like, I want to try art. Hey, magaqala, we got draw amakokorochi, and you know this one, this person is upside down. But I'll just say, you know what? This is nice. I think tomorrow you'll do better.
Yeah.
You know? Tomorrow she will do better because she wants me to be happy. She wants to prove that she can do it. Né? Then tomorrow she will draw a cat with a baby head. Then you say, it's okay. But why don't you do it this way, you know? Kona manje, she's very good at art. She's very good at designing. She can sing now, but it's something that I never like imagined ukuthi she can do it, you know?
Yeah.
Tina, as our parents, we are supposed to be the backbones of our kids. We are supposed to give them those tools as ukuthi, you know what? I'm not going to keep you to myself. I want to prepare you for the outside world. They are growing up.
True.
They're growing up, and if you just let them believe in themselves, it's really hard. It takes a lot of determination, a lot of resilience, a lot of patience. If you don't have those things, you will struggle. Believe me, you will struggle, because it might take years for someone. It might take lesser time for someone. So the best thing is to have time for your child. Get to understand your child, and then you can nurture her along lendlela ayiyo. You see, so I decided, okay, if I can do it, why don't I study this further? And then I help other caregivers out there, other parents out there who need this. Because, it's not easy. Some people, they might give up.
Yeah.
But no, there's no hope. I'm tired of doing this. Never tire. You never tire. Just, angazi ngayithini.
Yeah.
I know you can do it. As a parent, you can do it. If I did it, you can do it also. Yeah, but so after doing it, Mina, I'm African. I have an African child. I wanted to see how other races are, their behaviors, how do they deal with abantwana babo. That's when I got a job at United Arab Emirates in Dubai. Yeah, it was an inclusive school. When I first got there, me having my African mind, I was like, yini manje yenzakala la? I had to change like a lot of things, and it helped a lot. Mina, I don't believe ukuthi okay, umntwana akafuni uku-interacta social, and then I have to cocoon that ngimkhulise kanjalo. Ne? And then my child is all grown up. I'm no longer there. What's going to happen to my child? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you have to find clever ways of trying to, you don't force them. Ne? You introduce gradually. Okay, my child doesn't want noise. Ne? Take your child to endaweni not any noise kakhulu. Just abone ukuthi there's nothing really bad. There's nothing really to be afraid of with a little bit of noise. And with time, if you keep on, mina bengenza kanjalo kuye, and it worked, but you need to be very persistent and patient.
And then in terms of support, because you're going through this journey, it's your first time. You said you didn't know anything about autism spectrum disorder up until you had your own child. How is the support system? Did you have the support?
Frankly speaking, some of my family members don't even know what I was going through, because unfortunately for me, I come from sort of a dysfunctional family. So sometimes you'll be scared of being judged. I couldn't have by being judged by people who are supposed to protect you. So what made me to be stronger was that I was my own support system. I had no one. I had to figure it out myself. Yeah. So I told myself that if I sit down and feel sorry for myself, my child is going to suffer. Why don't I stand up, soldier on, yeah.
And you said you have another daughter who's older.
Yes.
So how's the relationship between you and your sister?
It's like cat and dog. It's not that bad. We've got times. You see siblings where we fight a lot sometimes. But as for us, we even fight for even the smallest thing. Like, for example, there's this one time, Mama, what did you buy last year? Oh, yeah, she bought me these latest, whatever boots. I'm not much into fashion anyway. So she bought them for me. My sister, like, she's picky, you see. So I'm like, I don't mind. Whatever you get me, I just take it. So Mom got me those boots, and Tito was like, Mom, why did you get her these boots? And then we fought for over like a week until they went missing. And this other time on my 14th, was it the 14th birthday when you got me an iPhone?
Last you're 13.
Oh yeah, my 13th birthday. So I was at boarding by then. I don't know how she didn't know that I don't like iPhones at all. Anything with an Apple behind its back, oh my god, I don't.
You know.
So mom got me that iPhone. My sister had recently lost hers by this other celebrities function thing. So she got mad to why did mom get me an iPhone? But like it was an iPhone 6 for God's sake. And by then it wasn't that impressive by then. I don't know. So we fought until she got full possession over it. Mom, why did you allow her?
I was tired of you fighting.
Even though I didn't want to.
You give attention to yourselves. It's as if I'm not there. So if you're busy fighting, uba no nagamina.
But mom, you should have been at least 2 years older, at least risen a bit.
No.
But oh my god. So it broke at the end of the day. Like I don't know how she's so careless.
It wasn't meant to be, Yabo.
Karma never loses at rest.
Okay, and then, all right, you understand, Lucy, you and your sister have that type of relationship, of which is a very normal relationship. Trust me. I have an older sister. Story for another day. But in terms of now your autism, do you think that she understands sometimes where you're coming from? Does she understand what your condition lies with, and all those kind of things? As a sister, as a big sister, do you think that she actually understands?
Yeah, she does. The only times where we have fights is when it comes to the materialistic stuff only. But as for the rest, she tries to cheer me up sometimes when I have mental breakdowns or something. She'll even make a joke out of it. And then if I do something wrong and mom gets mad, she'll be like, no, mom, Cindy, you see.
Yeah.
So we end up laughing and she also ends up laughing. So, yeah.
No,
she's okay when it comes to that.
Yeah. And then in terms of friends, because you, from the little that you guys have showed, you are more of an introvert kind of person. So do you have friends?
Only a few, less than 5. But yeah, less than 5.
But you do have friends.
Yeah, I do.
At least you do have people that you can say, "These are my friends."
Ask her the last time she spoke to them.
Okay. When was the last time you spoke to the friends?
Mom! Okay, my phone recently broke. It's been a month now. I still can't pick which one I want. So that's the problem. And mom, on the other hand, if I ask her to speak to them, she'll be like, no, it's my privacy and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, fine. When I ask my sister, she'll be like, no, it's my phone. No. I'm like, okay, fine. So don't blame me because it's you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so now mom, you're aware, ne?
Now
the
I'm
issue
aware.
is the phone.
Yes.
Not that she doesn't want to. The issue is the phone. So
Yeah, but sometimes I
but
don't
also
want them
she
close.
doesn't want to because she doesn't want to pick a phone.
Listen, but sometimes I don't want them close.
Yeah. And then your friends, ne? Are they also on a spectrum or are they just the neurotypical?
There's only one who's on the spectrum. Yeah. Her name's Latricia. Right now, I don't even know where she is. I'm looking for her like so bad, but I still can't find her.
Okay, tell it to the camera that you're looking for her.
Guys, if you know a girl called Latricia King, tell her that scene is is doing is looking for her so bad.
Okay, so baby, you went to in Dubai, ne?
Yes.
To go study and teach there. So if you were to compare the two dynamics, South Africa and Dubai,
Yeah.
which elements do you think we need to improve on as South Africans that they at least maybe they're on par with?
Okay.
And then vice versa, what do you think Dubai needs to improve on, which maybe South Africa is on par with?
Okay. Dubai, when it comes to technology and support systems, they are on point. Like it's first class. But when it comes to a real interaction and inclusiveness, they really need to improve on that because you cannot say that a child comes from a rich family and they are allowed to do whatever they want to do. And you cannot say a child when it's time for them to have some exercise, or when it's lunchtime, you just say, no, these ones, they don't go outside because they don't want noise, they don't want to interact. You understand? So you ask yourself that, what is it that you're doing to try and get that child to engage with other kids? No, nothing is being done. We don't want to be sued. That's one thing that I changed. I said, you know what? I was the only black person there in that school. Then I'll say, Ubuntu bami baphuma. I was like, no, you can't do this to the kids. I changed a lot of things. It's just that I don't have consent from the parents. I do have videos that I keep, like, every time when I feel down, I'll be like, you know what, I changed this life.
Yeah.
You know, and I become okay again. So I had children who never went outside when it's playtime, and we're talking about children who are 9, 10 years of age. Then that's the time when you have to try, and you understand, when they're at school, you isolate them. When they're at home, they're isolated. So what is it that you're doing for that child? What foundation are you laying for them to better themselves? So you understand? I did change all that. I will ask the parents for the consent, and then I'll send you the videos. I would go out of my classroom and play soccer with them. It seemed funny because there were British teachers, Ireland, Swedish. I came in I was like, bring the ball. And I'll get there. And then they'll be so like amazed that the teacher is playing, and and then those ones would want to come and see, would see what's happening. And that's how they engage.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted with at least my change. I also went to Maldives. Maldives, the country. Okay.
I don't, but yeah.
It's actually an island. I went there for a week just to see how they do things, like with the neurodivergent. And I also discovered that there are a lot of things, like when you have a child who has special needs, usually the parents, they were feeling embarrassed, even to talk about it. So the children will not be taken to schools. They'll be kept at home.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I also interacted with special needs parents from Trinidad. I have a friend with a special needs school there. And you get to understand that there are a lot of things that parents need to know. And that's where you emphasize the issue of interaction between the parents and the school. Get to know from the teachers how the child is doing at school, how best can the parents help, because this is NENZA, this thing together.
Together, yeah.
They spend most of the time in school. The teachers study their behaviors. You as a parent, you need to understand and know ukuthi umntana makasesikoleni uyenza kanje kanje kanje. How can I best help? What can I do with the child when I'm at home? Remember, at school they are professionals. At home you are a parent, and you need to work together. I understand. And then bese kuza la eMzansi.
Yeah.
I feel like more awareness is needed, for starters. Secondly, I believe in early intervention. It really helps because you take the child from ebuncaneng,
yeah.
and then magakhula laphayana, kids, they learn through imitation, visual assimilation, what have you. So if you take the child at a small age, when they grow up, it's not going to be hard for them to integrate themselves into primary school. You understand? But then, if you start a child with grade 1, here they go when they are 7, right?
Yeah.
7 years old. Okay. Lomtana, I understand the setup of classroom. Ne? Already unama traits awafunde endlini masekafika laphayana esikoleni, you're putting so much pressure on that child, which is unnecessary. So I feel like early intervention is extremely important at this juncture here. And also, I've noticed that a lot of parents, when you look at social media, they are crying ukuthi indawo zesikole I feel like maybe the schools are, if Maluchwane, there are only a few schools that take such children. So, okay, the child has to stay at home. So you, mom, you have to train and be a
teacher.
behavioral analyst and a teacher.
Yeah.
You are a mom. You are managing your house. You are managing other children. You are managing your little hero there. You are managing the husband. You are managing the relatives. I mean, how much strain are you putting on yourself?
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe the South African government has to avail more schools for these kids, because they need that. And it's going to impact a lot and positively on their growth, you understand? So I feel like that's one thing that has to be looked into. I don't know.
Yeah. So, my young lady, you did mention that you were in boarding school, ne? Now you are homeschooling. So tell me, which one, how did the both environment impact you?
Well, when it comes to the boarding school, at least it helped me learn how to wash my own clothes. So yeah, it was a little bit better because yeah, we did have our own privacies by then, but the only problem is that my roommate, she was too noisy. Like too noisy. And then since I had better things than them, I tried to hide them sometimes because there are a lot of thieves there. Like I lost more than half of my things which I had there. And yeah, it was better, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to offend them.
Okay.
And homeschooling, it's a little bit better, I guess. No, in fact, it's best because I get to be
Okay.
myself. Like, if I don't understand something, at least they'll put all the attention on me, like, personally. And then they'll help me understand sometimes. Even the teachers will be like, what's going on? How come you're so good in science and geography, but when it comes to maths, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. But at least I get private tutoring. I'm not better at it. So, yeah, at least they did a little bit of a change, but homeschooling, it did best.
So you would prefer homeschooling other than being in a physical school?
Yeah.
And then did you ever experience some type of bullying growing up because of you were different?
A lot.
Mind sharing?
Yeah, only a bit.
Yeah.
So, mostly they used to bully me for the fact that I was skinny. Like, they'll be like, Cindy, so you eat a lot. And I used to eat a lot till now. But I still I still don't gain weight. I'm like, what's going on? But still I was like, okay, fine. Then I told my mom, then she was like, it needs peace of mind. I was like, no, my mind is peaceful. And then she was like, and tell me what you're feeling now. I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm okay and a little bit sad. I don't know, it's understandable. And then they also bullied me for the fact that I used to speak English mostly. They'll be like, you're trying to make yourself better than all of us. Like, who are you to act like this? I was like, okay, fine. And then I just keep quiet. Mostly I don't entertain them. Like, honestly, there's no argument worth damaging my mental health for. So, and then I went over to this other school as well called Angels Primary. So I went there and then they were like, since you're kind of like, what did I say, Vele? Oh yeah, an introvert, yeah, and I think thing. I was like, yes, sir, I am. Since back then I didn't know what an introvert is. I was like, yeah, I am. And then I went over to my grandma and then I told her, no, this other teacher said I'm an introvert. And then my grandmother was like, oh yeah, it's a good thing. And she didn't know what it was. And then I told my mom, and then my mom was like, seriously, you should start socializing more. I was like, what's going on? I thought it was a good thing. And then she was like, no, an introvert is a person who doesn't like people around most of the time. You just want to be alone most of the time, in fact. So I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll try. And then I did try to make friends. That's where I met, what's her name, Latricia. And then like, she was sort of like me. She was also skinny, so like being used to do zangayo. Because I'm not the only one.
I'm not the only one.
So yeah, we had the best times in that school. And then we transferred, and then we went to the same school again. Back then, nobody even liked us. They were like, what's wrong with these kids? And like, she used to love English a lot. So like, we're similar in most things, but not exactly the same. And people used to say that we looked alike a bit. So like, Yeah, she was so comforting. I loved her a lot. And when I got bullied most of the time, she would try and be like, "No, you guys, leave her alone." And then
Yeah.
that's when getting like,
Yeah. Ooh.
yo, I used to feel bad. Never. I couldn't help but laugh by then. Then she'll be like, "So what are you doing to me?" I'm like, "No, sorry, it's this and that." So like we would have like many fights, but in the end we act like nothing happened, and that's what made our friendship grow stronger. So yeah, I used to get bullied a lot for the fact that I was skinny and the fact that I was mostly alone and I used to speak English most of the time. Yeah.
Okay. And then Umama did mention that now you started doing art. Is that where you get your comfort? Is that where you get your, your husa? Like, oh, now I can breathe when I'm doing my art.
Yeah, sometimes, not mostly. I usually feel that comfort when I'm like alone watching other people sing on YouTube or TikTok or wherever. And then I just sit by TV alone and I wouldn't be wanting anybody. Even my little sister would be like, "Bruh, go to your room. Not now, please." So like when I'll be drawing or writing a song, that's what's most comforting than drawing mostly. Yeah.
Do you think that is where you get an opportunity to actually speak your mind, share your emotions? Because mostly, as you're saying, that sometimes you struggle to actually identify or to actually say how you feel at the present
Yeah.
moment, especially when you're asked, like, how do you feel? You get, a little bit hesitant, isn't like, I'm not really sure how I feel. So do you think that when now you have a piece of paper and a pen, now you are writing, that is where you get an opportunity to actually fully express yourself?
Yeah, especially through my drawings. My mom would be like, "So what's this?" And I'm like, "No, it's just that I won't even be knowing what it is." Like when
Yeah.
I'm mad, most of the times when she opens my drawing book, she'll be like, "Cindy, what's this?" I'm like, "I don't know. It was just flame." And then she'll be like, "Oh, okay, fine." And when I'm happy, I design clothes. I just draw people and stuff. Then I even drew myself on stage, and then she was like, "Oh wow, it's nice." And my sister, she laughed for the fact that the person in the picture was a little bit fatter and
Okay.
yo,
Yeah, the family dynamics, oh gosh.
Something else.
It's something. It's truly,
yo.
truly like something else. Hey, so let's talk about your art. As you're saying that, so what I've picked up from what you're saying is that it depends on how you're feeling at the time. It will lead you to what type of art you're going to do. So if you're happy, you'll go into more designing and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
And then if you're feeling frustrated, you'll go into more drawing. That is where Mama see flames and all and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
So what is the last thing that you did? Was it the art? Was it the drawing? Was it the songwriting?
Songwriting, I guess. Yeah, it's songwriting.
Songwriting. So you were expressing yourself there. And what was what actually motivated or what was the route that made you get into the songwriting?
Well, I realized Uguti, I'm not comfortable sharing my personal feelings with anybody, right? And then there's this one time when I heard a free beat playing somewhere. I was like, "Oh, this beat is actually kind of nice." And then by then I was bored, and then I just took a piece of paper, and then pen, and then I started writing and writing and writing and writing. I was like, "You know what? Let me make a song out of this." I made a song, and then I called my sister. I was like, "Come hear this," and then she was like, "Oh, it's actually kind of great." And I was like, "You know what? Maybe I can try work something out." And then I went to my brother Brian. I was like, "Bro, can you just download more free beats from this Lex No guy you love so much?" And then he downloaded more. We wrote songs. I even recorded my own song with this other beat I took from this other producer. Yeah, but then that producer was like, "Just sing something, don't write anything, make it all up." I was like, "Okay." And until now, I don't even know what I even sang. The lyrics, I even struggle of like, "Yo, what's going on?" So, yeah, I like expressing myself through drawings and songwriting, but mostly the clearer part is when I'll be drawing because you'll be able to tell with no man, this person, she's actually a little bit of mad when it comes from my mom's mind. So,
I know when you're really mad at me or mad at something.
yeah, like
something.
I can't
I'm
just
your
get
mother.
ordinarily mad. Like when I'm supposed to be mad, I get extremely mad. When I'm
Okay.
sad, I get extremely sad. When I'm happy, I'm extremely happy. So I can't just be like normally placed in whatever emotion it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's actually kind of weird sometimes.
That's why, like, when she was in primary school, I got her a pet rabbit. Like, it was nice. It was a bunny, actually. Why are you smiling?
I'm gonna cry.
So, I wanted her to, like, get in touch with her emotions, for her to understand. She didn't want to do eye contact. And then we would just play a game, like, look at the rabbit and let's see who's going to blink first. You know? It helped her to have that eye contact. It also helped her to, like, I saw that she was struggling with emotions a lot. So at least when she's sad, she'll be petting the rabbit and she'll even forget that she was sad. Unfortunately, something tragic happened to the rabbit.
Oh man.
It was evil, in fact.
It wasn't.
No, actually,
Okay,
they
what
made me-
happened? We are Africans. It will never change. So when she was in school, it was at my dad's place. My father was like, "Hi, Bo, do you know Lentia Liwa? You know?" And then she was not there to defend the
rabbit.
poor rabbits, and I was not there.
Eish.
She came back from school. We're having different meat, yazi, you know. We didn't even know. We were told after we had lunch that
God, that
when
story
she was
so
busy
sad.
looking for
Oh,
the
I'm
rabbit,
so
and they're
sorry.
like,
Oh gosh.
and they're like, no, that's the soup you ate. Imagine.
I cried chewing the bone.
She was crying and chewing the bone at the same time. I'm like,
No,
no,
it was too good, but it was bad.
leave that bone. It's your pet. And yeah, it's my pet. But she was chewing the bone. We always laugh about it. Like, my guy. Yeah, I don't see.
But Mom, why did you have to say it? It's so sad. Okay, and the dog. The dog. What happened to the dog?
I don't know. Oh, they stole it.
No, I forgot it by the park. Oh yeah,
They
I
stole
forgot.
it.
Yeah, they stole it.
Yeah.
Wait, I was the one who left it, and then oh yeah, they stole it.
So you left it by the park and
I
someone
forgot
took
about it. And I
you
love
know,
bunnies mostly than
sometimes-
dogs.
I've realized, like, she has this thing, you know, to, like, if I say, okay, Cindy, can you please get me some water from the tap? She'll be so fast to jump. Do, 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 do. She's there. And then she'll come back walking slowly and say, Mommy, what did you ask me to do? So she forgot the dog. And maybe it's straight or they stole it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
It was an accident, Mom. Don't look at me like that.
It's okay.
It's okay. Well, okay, so having pets had actually helped you to open up.
Yeah, a lot.
So you see now, you guys are making me think that maybe I should also get pets for my child.
How old is he?
He's 6.
It does help. Especially, I noticed with her, she never used to talk. Even if when she's in pain, she would just act it out. You can spend some days not talking. And you as a mom, it's really hard.
Yeah.
You know? That's when, like, I decided that let me just get a rabbit, a pet bunny, you know. And then she changed because she would know how to pour love. She would know how to tell you, no, don't do this. And you understand? It helps a lot. Even with speech, you know, you can find her not talking to you, but you can talk to
To
her
the
bunny.
bunny.
It's helping her. You understand? So, yeah. Even the dog, it was the same thing. The dog is so friendly. And that attachment, it's something, you know. So, yeah.
But make sure it doesn't sleep with the dog. Because I did. It was so
Yeah,
cute.
she was so attached. She was sleeping with the dog.
Okay, so as Mama explained, ne, that you didn't like to talk, can you take us back to those days, ne? Because now we can see that no, you are very much verbal, very much able to express yourself. So take us back to those days where you didn't like to talk. Why was that?
Okay, don't be shocked for the fact that I still remember everything in detail. Ne? Okay, so at first I felt lazy to talk. Like seriously, sometimes I'll try to say it out, ne, but it doesn't want to come out. And then mostly like when you're talking to me, maybe like being like, Cindy, can you do this and that for me? Like seeing you talk, I'll be looking at you and being like, what's going on? Sometimes my ears would just shut down and then I just watch your mouth moving and just be asking myself and making jokes about you in my brain. So yeah, I actually just enjoyed doing that. So I was like, you know what, let me cut off talking and just create my own movie by watching. No, like seriously, my family, it was more like a movie. No, it passed in movie. It was more like a comedy, in fact. So I used to watch them, and then my ears would just shut off, and then I just watch their mouth murmuring and be like, watching you and making jokes out of you and be like, oh my god, look at what she's doing right now. Like, it was funny. I used to enjoy that mostly, and then sometimes it used to frustrate my mom because she would talk to me sometimes, and then I wouldn't respond, and I would just stare at her, watching her, and then I don't know, maybe she felt creeped out or something. And then she'd just be like, Cindy, why are you not responding? I'm talking to you, this and that. And I'll be like, oh man, she was calling me. And I saw her read her lips so good know she was calling my name. Like I learned my name like by the age of 8 or something, I don't know. Like when you called me, I wouldn't be like, wait, she's calling me or who? Like I would usually forget my name. So yeah, it wasn't that bad. I actually enjoyed it. I felt lazy to talk, in fact. I didn't want to,
These
honestly.
kids of ours.
Like, I am so shocked.
Are you serious?
So you just didn't want to talk?
I didn't at all. Like it was boring to talk. Like you'll be enjoying like making a movie out of people, like mocking them in your brain. So yeah.
So what was happening in your brain was far more interesting
Very
than what was
talking.
actually happening in real life.
Yeah. Like I used to imagine a lot. I had tons of imaginary friends. My mom would even be like, Cindy, why do you want an extra bowel? I'm like, no, it's for my friend. And she'll be like, okay, fine. She'll dish it up. And then once I'll be feeding that friend, I'll be also eating the food myself. So it was like an advantage. So I used to talk to inanimate objects as well. Like when I'm bored or like mad, I'll just talk to this doll of mine or even talk to the cupboard if it hurts me. Like I won't be watching while I'll be walking sometimes. When I stumble my leg on the, what's it called? The coffee table. I just get frustrated and talk to you and be like, as you're not so, I hate you for this. I hate you for this and that and that and that. So there's this other time when I was mad at the coffee table. I don't know why. Like now since I'm grown up, I now find it funny. Like why would I do that? So my mom called me and then she was like, can you pass me the remote? So I was like, seriously, it's right in front of you. Like the coffee table was right here. She's sitting here. And I'm like, Mom, what's wrong with you? That's how I started hating her calling me for the remote. Because I don't know, like she'll be tired from work the whole day. So she'll be like, Cindy, can't get me the remote. Of like, seriously, I'll start by staring at her and be like,
You know what happens? When you're a parent, you observe a lot. When I see that now she's bluesing, her mind is not with us, I'll just ask her to do something, even if it's silly, to get her engaged. That's the only way to bring her back to life, you know? So,
but to her, it's like, oh, no, the remote is just there.
You know? Like, seriously, she'll tell you that we used to walk 5 kilometers to school. What if she can't even, like, move 5 inches to the coffee table? Like, I'll be, like, shocked and making a movie out of it.
And for you in your mind, now you're starting to imagine it and be like...
But at least it'll strike up a conversation. We can talk for about an hour. To and from, she's engaged.
Yeah.
She's not saying, look how she's talkative now. She even talks fast.
Okay, so, Mami, for parents, okay, firstly, before parents, for professionals.
Okay.
Because you're a professional also.
Yes.
For professionals that are dealing with kids who are on a spectrum, what advice and what techniques would you advise them to use when dealing with kids who are on a spectrum?
Okay, I never expected this question, but I'll answer it anyway. As the professionals would know already that every child is different. And it's best to first know the child, understand the child, and then give individualized attention. Never make a mistake of grouping those kids and trying to make them do the same thing, because what works for this child might not necessarily work for the other one. Yeah. So, and also patience. They should be very patient and understand that sometimes those children need our help the most. So I know sometimes it can be frustrating, and but then never make a mistake of pouring out your frustrations on a child, because sometimes they might not even be realizing that they're doing something that's irritating you. Yeah, so basically. And also, they should keep up the good work.
Yeah. Back in the day, and I still have or experience some parents who are against ABA.
Okay.
So what is your take on that? Because apparently back in the day, ABA was very aggressive.
Okay.
So you have parents that are like anti-ABA, like no, because of the stigma that it has brought in from back in
the day.
Remember back in the day, an autistic child, for even them to come to the point of saying it's autism, it went from levels and different criteria, different this and this. Yeah. So what would you say to a parent who still thinks that ABA is still that old, that old man who is chaining kids, who has kids on chains because of they want to see if they can stand still or whatever, forcing them to do things. So what's your take on it?
It has changed a lot, because what it does now, there are techniques of studying the behavior of the child first before doing anything. That's why I'm saying it's mostly based on individualized approaches, So even me myself, I don't want to force a child. I want to understand that child and give that child a platform for him or her to understand me. Once you have that connection, it's easier for you to interact. And then you can start from there. You get the point?
Yeah.
In as much as there is theory about ABA, SEND, and what have you, there's also the child, right? You can use your knowledge on theory, but then I prefer using mostly what you're learning from the child. It's a give and take situation. Yeah. It can't be just, okay, now I know this, or I have a degree in this, I have a master's in this. Okay, here it says this according to, yes, it does work. But then did you first assess the child? Do you realize the fears of the child? Do you see what the child needs? There are a lot of things that special needs kids fear. And some of these things you can see that it's something that you can gradually, I don't know the word to use. You can gradually make them understand and, give them that safe haven where they can learn in their own time, but getting to the goal.
Yeah.
You get the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as a mother, what advice would you give a mother who is sitting there? Firstly, a mother who just got the diagnosis, because it's another different story, like when you just got the diagnosis.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know or you didn't know anything about autism, A mother who just found out that their child has autism, what advice do you give to that parent?
Okay. I don't want to say be strong, because I wasn't. There are a lot of mixed feelings that come with getting to know that your child is like this, because you immediately think of the future, what is going to happen, and you understand. What I want to say is it's not a case. I took it as a gift, because at the end of the day, this is my child here.
Yeah.
She now can do A, B, C, and she can talk for herself. You understand? So I think what parents should do is exercise patience. affiliate themselves with organizations that support the neuroverse community. They should not be scared to speak out sometimes, because some of their fears, someone can help them to overcome, you understand? And also that they are never alone, because I know some people get so overwhelmed and embarrassed. No, it's okay to have a special needs kids. Actually, it's a blessing somehow, because you learn a lot from these kids. You get to understand a lot of things that you are not even taught in school.
Yeah.
They can teach you that. So I feel like it's wonderful somehow. Yeah.
Okay. Coming to you, my young lady. If you were to talk or you were to advise a parent who's raising a child who is on the spectrum, being a person who is actually living with the spectrum, what advice would you give?
Actually, I like to tell them that don't scold anyone who's autistic. Like seriously, our feelings, like I don't know, like our emotions, they're just so sensitive. Even my mom, if she says stop it, I freak out. So don't scold. Just first find out what the situation is, and yeah, what my mom said, be patient because you never know what's coming next.
Yeah.
Right? And that they should always stay positive because there's always a brighter side of everything. Just because your child is different, she doesn't act normal like what you think. So like yeah, you should just be patient, be positive, like share positivity with everybody else because if you stay negative and just be stressed out all the time, we also like sometimes we understand good no man, you're not feeling okay. So it's pointless being mad or sad or whatever because sometimes you don't understand your feelings.
Yeah.
So just try to be positive because happiness is also this other emotion we can understand through your behavior. So just be happy, put a smile on your face. That also puts a smile on our faces too. So yeah, don't give up at all.
And then in terms of society, in being inclusive, do you feel like the society is inclusive enough? Because I
Not
mean,
really.
for example, as you're saying that you're sensitive to sound and all those kind of things, I can imagine how you feel like if you have to go to restaurants, there's always music there. If you have to go to like just a simple place where you need to, we're not talking about going to a club, we're talking about you going to actually eat. It might not be as easy you walking in as for someone who's neurotypical. So do you feel like the society is inclusive in that regard?
Mm, I don't think so. I'm not sure honestly because I mostly don't mind those things, like what another person thinks or what another person does. I usually don't mind that at all. I just mind myself. And my mom was always mad sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think there are a little bit, because there are some restaurants with low music. Like those are restaurants which my mom usually takes me to. Yeah.
Yeah. And then in terms of your art, what do you want to do in the future? Like, what is the goal? What is the end goal in terms of your art? Do you just want to be sitting at home, just being expressive? Or do you actually want to take it worldwide? Like, what is your end goal in terms of your art?
Mm, honestly, I think I'll rather stick to designing because I want to be a famous musician when I grow up. So I want to like design my own clothes and design for other celebrities as well. Like yeah, I just want to showcase it around the world. It shouldn't be just known in my country or something. So I just want to showcase it all around, people to know my name at least for what I do, what I'm passionate about. Yeah.
Okay. And then, Mami, you have your own company.
Yes.
Please tell
Yes.
us about it.
Okay. It's Overflowing Fountain. What I do, I offer support for special needs children, the neuroverse, and also for the parents. Sometimes when you feel like you're overwhelmed, I can be there to listen to you and give you advice, and the caregivers as well, because sometimes you are taking care of a child that is not yours, and then there are things that are happening, and sometimes you feel like you have that frustration. My company offers support for such people as well. Yeah.
Okay. Where can they get a hold of you?
Okay, my cell phone number. Okay, they can get a hold of me on 0733 490 977.
Please repeat it.
Okay, it's 0733 490 977.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. Before we close, our beautiful young lady here is going to sing for us. But don't forget that Autism is My Superpower book is available for purchase. If you're looking for a book to give comfort to your child, to give that closure and understanding to your child, a book that will make your child feel like they're actually heard, this is the book for you. So, my young lady, over to you as we close the interview. Thank you guys so much for honoring the invite. Thank you guys. You guys have been so great.
Listen to me. We're so happy to be here.
Then over to you.
Okay, this used to be my favorite song, but not anymore, but it still sounds great.
Okay. Just yes.
All right.
Please sing through the mic.
The mic.
Yeah. Okay. Goes like, I will tell you that I love you tonight, when I know that I've got time on my side. Where you going? Where you leaving so soon? Is there somewhere much more better for you? What is love? If you're not here with me, what is love? If it's sorry. Okay, just couldn't resist but look at my mom. She usually cries sometimes.
Oh,
I'm not.
I don't mind starting again if you want. Okay.
I won't look.
And don't cry. That makes me laugh. Okay. I will tell you that I love you tonight, when I know that I've got time on my side. Where you going? Where you leaving so soon? Is there somewhere much more better for you? What is love? If you're not here with me, what is love? If it's not guaranteed, what is love? What is love?
woo!
Thank you.
Don't forget, like and subscribe. Till next time, just bye.
Bye.
Bye.